Hi, I'm Breznick from Light Reading. We're at SCTE Cable-Tec Expo in Atlanta, and I'm speaking to Oren Marmur from Amdocs. Oren, thanks for being with us today. Oren, Amdocs recently launched an SD-WAN package solution. How is that relevant for cable operators?
We've launched the what we call the pre-packaged SD-WAN solution, mostly in order to help service providers expedite the adoption of NFV. What we've seen is that for a lot of operators, it's too difficult to go directly into end-to-end transformation. Enterprise business services is probably one of the most compelling use cases and definitely where they have the strongest pain points. And what we've done is we've taken a proven, field-proven solution from what we've done at Comcast. We've packaged this into a product, and we're allowing service providers to deploy this much, much faster. So rather than months, we can take this from design into production within weeks at a much lower cost point. And it allows them to put a real service into production and see the actual business benefits in their own environment.
Or many cable operators are now looking into 5G. What would be the role of NFV in a 5G architecture?
Well, we see NFV is definitely has a critical role within 5G. When you look at 5G, it's first of all the first network that will ever be built as being fully virtualized. So from the onset, it won't go through a physical phase, it will be virtualized. It has two other critical components, edge computing, so you've got to manage a lot of edge computing resources, as well as network slicing. And when you look at network slicing, again, in combination with the edge computing, that adds a significant degree of complexity, and we feel that NFV orchestration is a must. You need to have an end-to-end, open, vendor-neutral, agnostic orchestration layer that will allow you to manage the overall complexity of 5G. And as importantly, to support all the new use cases. So 5G is not just about bandwidth, it's also about new business models, new ways to monetize the network, and this is where NFV definitely comes into play and will probably play a very critical role.
How is Amdocs supporting cable operators in their virtualization journey, and how does cable stand compared with other industries embracing virtualization?
So first of all, we've been supporting cable operators from the onset. One of the first large-scale enterprise deployments we've done was Comcast, and that was done shortly after we started the work with AT&T. I think that, in principle, there are a lot of similarities in between the telco space and the cable space, specifically around business services. Obviously, there are always slight differences in terms of the architecture, but if you focus on the immediate use cases, business services, SD-WAN, VPNs, and so on, they're probably almost identical. So to a large extent, the cable industry can definitely leverage and build on the experience that we're constantly accumulating through other deployments. And as we discussed in the panel this morning, we definitely need to see more and more players hop onto this wagon. The business case, in our view, is pretty clear, pretty visible. It's just a matter of building the right organizational structure, going through the cultural change, and mostly taking a certain risk and starting to adapt to that change.